Time for another stock review. This time we are talking PEGY. We are talking Pineapple Energy. Oh, yes, we are. Can we make money? Can we turn the printing machine on? Does all the money stack up? Does this make sense? Well, we're going to scratch our chin and look over the information and make a calculated decision whether it's right for you to buy or own this stock. During this review, and remember, I don't own any stocks, I only own the S&P. I'm fully invested, but I'm not here to pump and dump stock. I'm here to interview CEOs, which I do a lot, and I bring you the information. So what do we have? We're going to show you the basic chart, how it traded and downwards. You can see it's very volatile stock. Opportunity to trade this one, perhaps. We do like solar on our show. We're going to look at the website. We're going to look at some latest news, latest chart information. There you can see the volatility, big recent rise. We're going to compare it to the S&P 500. I'm going to scare you on that one. So without further ado, let's get to it. We're also going to share you using the most advanced algorithmic software. We're going to share with you the inside trading, the profitability score, the balance sheet, who's buying on the inside, who's selling on the inside, latest trends, news, profitability, all of it. Thank you, Joyan. And you can then decide for yourself whether it's right to buy, hold, or sell this stock. Being done for one of our members. It's Members Day today, and we're doing free reviews for our members, and we're doing all the paid ones as well. We're getting them all done today. All right, Members Day happens a few times a year. Let's get straight into it. So first of all, let's start nice and basic with this one. If it's your first time here, tap the like button. That would be appreciated. And also click subscribe and ring the bell. There you go. Very nice indeed. As I'm making this, let me just turn off the my phone a minute, because I might have sorry, Martyn, I can't today. No worries. I was waiting to hear from Sensei to see if he could do a Virgin Galactic special, but he's not able to today. All right, no problem. Let's carry on. So Pineapple Energy, as you can see here, the stock IPO'd back in June of 2000. So 24 to 24 years. So it's had a reasonable amount of time. And it IPO'd at $697. It probably didn't. It's probably had reverse splits to take it up to that level. I would imagine it didn't open at that level. It's probably had reverse splits. So now we're at $1.44 to remain on the index. This figure here seems inflated. It probably wasn't that much at all. It may have been like $10 or something like that. And then it's done multiple. I don't know, but that's probably, I would imagine, what happened. Right. Okay. As you can see, it's very volatile. Solar has been falling away recently. We've seen that with all the main players. The best one in the industry would be NextEra Energy for its dividends and Enphase for its growth. They're the two best. And it's worth just showing you those as we look at it over the maximum period. They fell away, been going a lot longer, but they fell away, but are starting to rise again. If we look at NextEra Energy, look, rose, fell away, and now rising again. So PEGY doesn't have such history. I mean, this was 2000. Oh, hang on, it does. 2000. Yes, it does. It does. It hasn't had the growth, and it's fallen away. So it hasn't had anywhere near the trajectory that our two favorite solar stocks, NextEra Energy and Enphase, does. Nowhere near. But maybe it will in the future. Who knows? All right, let's have a look. Pineapple Energy, focus on local and regional solar storage and energy service companies nationwide. The firm's vision is to power the energy transition through the grassroots growth of solar electricity paired with battery storage. This is what Enphase does. I always like to buy the leader in each industry. So I'm just giving you that off the bat. Its portfolio of brands includes SUNation, Hawaii Energy, connection, eGear, Sungevity, Horizon Solar Power provides homeowners with small businesses with the end-to-end product offering spanning spanning solar battery storage and grid services. The company was founded in 1969, the year I was born, and is headquartered in Minnetonka, MN. This name for PEGY is pineapple. All right, Scott Maskin. Scott, love to have you on the show. I have a Meet the CEO series, and I'd love to have you on the show. I never email and message invite anyone. I don't believe in selling my services to anyone. It's not what I do. However, the investors of yours will probably reach out to you via investor relations, via an email, or they'll create an online group, and I will provide the earnings, the news, everything around the stock, and then they may share this with you, and then you can respond to them. And then if you're interested, they'll let me know, and you could be on the show talking about your company. I don't use it to promote your company. I do use it to tell the world about what you do. In a way that's a really open, fair discussion. I don't own any stocks other than the S&P, but I do like to help great businesses and bring great information to your investors. And we rank number 1 and number 2 for most of the stocks we cover, so you might regard it as a great opportunity to promote your business, even though that's not what I'm doing, but it gives you the chance to get exposure. Would love to be able to help you. Employees, 201, Minnetonka, Minnesota, 1969. It's very risky. 100% maintenance if you're buying this stock. 52-week high, $22.95. 52-week low, 61 cents. Not good at all. At the moment, average volume, 2 million. No real volume here. But enough to trade though. Look at it. It's trading sideways, not really growing, keeps missing expectations. But again, that's not them doing badly. That's them not meeting what Wall Street anticipate. Next earnings is August the 8th. If one of my members wishes me to cover the earnings, do a super chat, I will cover the earnings for you. No problem at all. Let's have a look at the website. So tap the like button if you like this and consider subscribing. Let's have a look. So we're now going to go over to the website and have a look at what we see. We've got some news here for you. Pineapple subsidiary SUNation, you heard me mention that a few moments ago, secures $2.5 million project slated to directly benefit Shinnecock Nation. SUNation's energy work with the Shinnecock Nation helps ensure tribe has access to clean and affordable power. That's interesting. Across the Midwest of America, you have the reservations where there used to be native Indians, and there are special projects to support the native tribes. Anyway, it's very interesting that. Minnetonka, Michigan, Pineapple, a leading provider of sustainable solar energy and backup power to households and small businesses, is announced that SUNation Energy, the company's New York subsidiary, has completed 2 of the 3 renewable energy projects within the Shinnecock Nation. The Shinnecock Indian Nation is a federally recognized tribe of sovereign Native Americans who live on the east end of Long Island. Of the work SUNation has completed, one project now brings the tribe's local elementary school to 100% electric usage offset through the application of rooftop solar and a separate ground mount array that supports 5 new homes and their hydrogen fuel cell power center. As of writing, SUNation is now in the final design phase of the $2.5 million 1 megawatt ground mount carport community solar array, pending the award of grant funding. Good news. We like that. This is the website. Looks like a traditional website for solar. Really, this is exactly what I have on my roof. Mine look exactly like this. In England. Mine look exactly like that. Yeah. I have ones look exact. Everyone's going, they all look like that. They don't all look like that. They all look a bit different. See these ones here? That's how they used to look. That's an old picture. These are the more optimized ones. These are what I have. So before you're saying, they all look like that, they don't. Mine look like this. Right? I don't know what the difference is, but I'm just telling you. They're all independently optimized. So if one fails, it still works. Anyway, what about? There's the chart. You can see how volatile it's been recently. Let's look at, if you'd put $10,000 in 2015, which is when we can go back to, you'd have 3 times now 30 grand in the S&P. 3x. Great. 10,000 would have brought you down to $96. Bloody hell. Can you imagine it? You'd invested 10 grand in 2015. Ooh, 9 years later, you got $96. You wouldn't have been very happy about that, would you? No. Anyway, there you go. You can see it just, the moment it came out, it just collapsed and it just continued. We've had a few little rallies, but not really anything to do with any S&P correlation. If you can see, it did go up here in 2020 after COVID. Things were improved, but then fell away quickly. The S&P carried on going with a small dip, but it's carried on going. This stock hasn't. So it's not performing very well when it comes to what the general market's doing, or Enphase, or Next Era Energy, that are 2 favorites, or at least my 2 favorites. Anyway, let's now come to the numbers. It might get a bit painful now then to sort of explain this success story so far. Click subscribe, tap the like button, leave a comment below. Let's look at it, shall we? All right, how bad is this going to get? PEGY doesn't have a meaningful market cap straight off the bat, so it's hard to value it. No DCF valuation. Overvalued by 40%, even at $1.44, we think it's overvalued using our software. However, this doesn't have any DCF valuation, so we can't tell if this is accurate or not. 34%, 46%. I mean, it's too expensive right now, even at this valuation. But again, this is not very reliable, really, to use because we don't have the metrics. The revenue is down 11%. We've had a big dip here. This was the time to buy it if you were going to buy it, but it's on the way up again. Interest rates obviously have affected this company. That's what a moat is all about. We've had a good moat around Enphase, a good moat around Next Era Energy, and other small businesses have gone bankrupt recently. They can't survive when you've got interest rates high. The margins are so good on Enphase, they don't need to lower their prices. They can afford to maintain them and sell less. A company like this probably can't, hence why it's got a very small market cap. Operating income, losing money. Net income, losing money. And expected to get worse. Ouch. Operating cash flow down 378%. Ouch. 54 million. 1 million in cash, 1.8, so hasn't got a lot of cash now to keep going. 54 million in assets, 42 liabilities. We don't want to see long-term debt here. We do 9.9 million in debt out of 42s. Not dire straits, but we don't like to see it. 23% long-term debt. But rates coming down will help them. What's the margins? Gross margin is 35%. The net margin is negative 22. Now, if we just very quickly, negative 22, ENPH, Enphase, this is where you'll see a difference. Look, net margin plus 15 as opposed to negative 22. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work that out, right? This is the problem. They have no moat. There's nowhere for them to go. This is difficult for them. Right. What about, oh dear, profitability score, 22%. Solvency score, 23%. Likely to go bust. Oh dear, oh dear. All downside, 94% downside. 94% downside. That's the worst I've ever seen. Wall Street, that's the worst I've ever seen. I've never seen all down, every metric at the highest level. 94, 94. That's terrible. That's really bad. That's the worst I've ever seen. I've done 200 of these reviews, near enough. Insiders selling, getting less, but there probably isn't much left to sell, wouldn't imagine. Short interest, 342. Now, with the stock in such bad state, you'd expect a higher short interest. Probably people think it can't go much lower. Of course it can, but the market cap, if we look right now, the market cap is currently 10 million. How do you short a stock only worth 10 million? It's got nowhere to go. So, not much good to say about this. Unfortunately, I think this is looking pretty rough, if I'm honest. I would have said that this stock is in financial difficulty. No doubt about it. I would say it's not a buy from me, because if you like the solar industry, there are so many others you could buy in the industry. There's Enphase, there's Next Year Energy. Next Year Energy, and particularly Enphase, sorry, they buy out these small companies. They can't survive. It makes them stronger. Their margins are greater. Their balance sheets are greater. This is going to be very, very hard. Now, solar is a thing of the future. However, not all companies are going to survive. It's very, very difficult. And I know, because I have had solar. I have solar and had it and have it. You know what I mean? And I dealt with companies all the time going bankrupt. You'd buy from somebody and then they weren't there anymore. It happens all the time. It's a very, very difficult sector to own and be successful. So there you go. It's definitely not a buy from me, only because there are so many others. Now, you might say, well, if it's really low, can it go up from here? It's running out of money. It's not in a good position. Insiders selling it. Wall Street don't like it. It's gone down and down and down. Most of these companies will get bought up. Its margins are too small. Its profitability is too small. Its solvency is just too bad. What do you risk it? Why risk it? There are many other solar companies with so much growth ahead of them, which are going to give you either reliable dividends with Next Year Energy or Enphase, which can still double from where it is today. I wouldn't buy this. I cannot give it a buy just because the price is low. And I said low, not cheap. Click above my head for martynlucas.com. You'll find all my reviews. If you scroll down on the all links page, or my X, my Instagram, or my software, you can get software that you can use, Alpha Spread software that I use for free. My members can get a lifetime discount to the premium plan, making the membership for free. Check that out. Also post it down below in the description. You'll also find in the description the invitation to the CEO video if you want to invite the CEO of this company onto the show. Would love them to be here. And over here I'll put all my reviews, the Alpha Spread reviews, and down here I'll put the playlist from Sensei, who does all the charts. That's called Sensei's The Oracle of Investor Street. Go and check that playlist out as well. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.